Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV. It's our midweek show and we continue the good start to 2023 with another valuable point picked up on Saturday against Barrow. There's some good news around head coach, with Matt being nominated for the Sky Bet League 2 Manager of the Month and also a player in there for a nomination. But we'll talk a bit more about that later on. Before we do anything else, let's get into the highlights from Saturday's 1-1 draw against Barrow. Great to see Kwesi Appiah back in action there and back amongst the goals on his return. And a well-deserved point, I think, for us at Colchester. And my personal opinion, if we would have taken all three, it wouldn't have been unjust, with a penalty saved, a one-on-one chance, and also hitting the post. So taking a point was the least that we deserved. Also, congratulations must go to Luke Chambers, who made it into the top 10 list for EFL appearance makers with his 779th on Saturday. Incredible of achievement from Luke. Right, you may have also seen our community branch has recently been rebranded to the Community Foundation. Still doing the great work within our local community, and we'll be taking a look at some of the bits they are doing in and around the local area over the next few weeks and months, starting with a senior youth project at Shrub End and Malden.
I get out every Thursday or every other Thursday now, and that's introduced me to a lot of new friends, and it's enjoyable. I enjoy it. It's actually helped me in meeting people, and also the activities have started to make me think more about my fitness, and it's quite an easy session to go on. I mean, we do walking football, basketball, walking volleyball, we go for walks, we play bowls at Tiptree. We've been down to the cricket at Essex, which is really good, and that's got me into walking cricket. I quite like walking cricket now. So it's into bike rides, we've done everything, walking around Abbott Reservoir, we've done so many things, and it's always interesting. And the people I'm with are really nice people, so it makes it all the more enjoyable.
Great work there from the Community Foundation team. And there's plenty more projects that they're involved with. So if you are interested or you want to learn a bit more about the wonderful work they do in the local area. Do go across to the website and check out all the different projects that they do. And if you want to get involved, maybe you could as well. Now it's time for our Goal of the Month result for January. Great set of results and goals to choose from, but you have voted Junior Shamadou's excellent strike against Rochdale as your favourite. Let's take another look at that goal.
Dallison leaps, gets a touch on Akinde, chested down, Chamadou the shot, great goal! Great goal for Colchester United, and for the second week in a row, Chamadou scores, crashes in his effort into the roof of the net, but wonderfully worked. Rochdale 0, Colchester United 1.
A brilliant strike in what was one of our 3 away wins in January. And more good news for Junior is that he's been nominated for the PFA League 2 Player of the Month award. You can help him win that, but we need to vote. You need to vote. Go to our website. The links are on there, all the details, how you can help Junior win that award. Well deserved, Junior, as well. On to this week's action, and Matt Bloomfield leads the side to Grimsby Town for the latest Sky Bet League 2 action. Let's get the thoughts ahead of that game from the training ground now.
Matt, the trip to Grimsby on Saturday, how has the squad been preparing this week?
Yeah, we've had a good week preparation actually. I feel like there was loads to learn from Saturday's game against Barrow. Bits we were happy with, bits we wanted to improve on, so we've been working hard on the training ground, preparing on Grimsby as well in terms of what they bring. They're in really good form at the moment, loads of energy and vibrance about their team, so we know that it's going to be a really tough test for us, but we obviously feel like we're in a decent place ourselves and we're looking forward to the game.
Yeah, they're in good form, but you as well in good form, away record, still got that unbeaten record. How much can you use that as motivation for the players, not just about how well they're playing, but the fact that they've got something to keep building on and something to extend?
Yeah, most certainly. I think that in life you want to be working towards something rather than away from something, so I think that having that to look forward to is to try and work towards is a good motivating factor. But at the same time, I think we have to make sure we bring ourselves back to zero every week. And we can't be living in the past of what's been and gone. We need to make sure we start at minute one. As soon as the whistle is blown, we're ready to fight and scrap and do all the fundamentals that you need to in football. I felt that Barrow brought that against us last week and we could have done that slightly better. So we want to be on the front foot in the game. But obviously we're quite pleased with the away form of late. And we need to use that for belief. But we also need to keep a humility about us that we know that it's going to be a really, really tough game. We don't take anything for granted.
Grimsby had a good FA Cup result midweek as well. Is there almost a part of that though, you know, the old football cliche after the Lord Mayor's show, kind of perhaps a good time to play them and try and capitalise on all the the exterior noise around that?
I think we discussed a similar scenario last week about Barrow, who'd just been beat away at Carlisle, and obviously they brought energy from the first minute on Saturday, and they were fighting and scrapping for their manager and to get themselves out of a place they didn't want to be in. So you can never tell. I think that obviously we know Grimsby are in a really good spot. We know that they're playing well at the minute, and we know the qualities that they bring. But like I say, we have to just make sure that we play the game in front of us, not the occasion of what's been and gone.
Thinking back to the Barrow result at the weekend, getting that late equaliser, it struck me you haven't had a lot of draws in your time at Colchester United so far, but the ones you have had, you've managed to come from behind and perhaps could have even won those games at times. So it's all about the attitude and the performance of the players as well, isn't it?
Almost certainly so, yeah. I think that we're obviously really pleased with getting the late equaliser, but we felt that we'd made enough chances to score one earlier on. I don't think that a draw was unfair on us in any which way. I think we were fully deserving of the draw at least. You know, had one of the earlier chances gone in, we fancied ourselves to maybe go on and win the game even. So whilst it wasn't one of our most fluent performances, I think that we still managed to create enough chances to win the game. So we're really pleased with the draw. And like you say, the most pleasing part of it is the fact that certain aspects were going against us in terms of not getting that equalised, but the boys kept believing, kept plugging away. I think the team spirit they're showing at the minute, the resilience to keep going when all is not well. Even week before at Hartlepool we concede but find a way to score the winner. But also the atmosphere in the ground really pleased me on Saturday. I'd like to say thanks to the supporters in terms of their buy-in for the players. You know, behind that goal, it really feels like they're sucking the ball into the net at times. We get a real energy about our second half, attacking the end. So yeah, thanks to them for staying with it and keep driving the boys on with their voices, because I feel like it made a massive help for them on Saturday.
It's a long trip on Saturday, and it starts a week of 3 games, and that's bookended with another long trip as well. But I guess if you have got players you need to manage who perhaps won't make all of those games, you have got a big enough squad to be able to rotate that around. Yeah,
I've just said to the boys in training today, I can pretty much guarantee that the same 11 won't play all 3 games, plus the fact that there are now 5 substitutions in the last 2 games. The substitutes coming off the bench have had a real impact in the end result. So it's not just about the starting 11, it's about the squad as a whole. And like I say, it's about keep putting those performances in, because I've got some selection headaches this week, and it's nice to have, because it means that more than just 11 players are performing and winning the shirt.
You mentioned the impact of the substitutes. It was Kwesi Appiah who got that goal at the end of the game on Saturday. The week before, Alex Neely had a big part to play in the goal at Hartlepool as well. Is that a testament to the squad and how hard they're working, whether they're in the starting lineup as well, or whether they are or not, and the way in which you're bringing out that when they're coming on the pitch?
Yeah, I'd like to give that solely to the players in terms of their attitude and what they're doing. I think that the boys that are being left out, there doesn't seem to be any resistance or negativity around that at the moment, which is really nice. It feels like they're taking that as a challenge to come on and perform when they get the opportunity to force their way into the first team. Especially the 2 above players you mentioned, Kwesi and Noobs, I think have been excellent when they've come on. Obviously Kwesi with a goal, and Noobs 2 games in a row has really influenced our performance when he's been on the pitch. So that's obviously lovely problems to have as a head coach, and it's testament to the group at the moment. I feel like they're knitting together quite nicely, but we have to still remember again, I'm repeating from last week, we are still in a transitional period instead of merging the group together, but we have to be really, really pleased with the way they've done so far.
On a long trip to Grimsby at the weekend, but away record has been pretty good for the U's over the last few weeks, so there must be quite a lot of confidence around.
Yeah, loads of confidence, especially the away performances. I still think as well at home we've performed well, we've just not sort of got over the line and got 3 points. But yeah, we go into an away game on Saturday, and hopefully we can get another 3 points.
Grimsby are a side in good form in the league, and obviously a good result in the FA Cup as well. It's always a tough place to go. How can you kind of counteract them?
Yeah, I think they'll be lively first 10 minutes, coming off the back of a really good win. I think it's how we manage the game first of all, quieten the crowd down, quieten them down, and then get into what we've been doing on the training pitch this week, and hopefully getting the 3 points against them.
For you personally, having come into the side over the past couple of weeks, you have had the slight tweak in personnel, but how do you think you're sort of fitting in, and how is it working alongside those players around you?
I think I've settled in. The players have been really good to me. It's a really good club, really good group of lads. Made it easier for me and all the other new lads as well. There's been a few lads that come through the door. And yeah, it's just like any other football club. You get settled in as quick as possible and get down to how you want to play, and that's what I feel I've done here.
And how are you enjoying that formation at the back with the 3 of you and the others slightly further forward? Is that something you quite enjoy playing?
Yeah, I really enjoy it, to be fair. I played it last season and this season at my previous club. I felt I'd done really well with it. So yeah, to come here and play the same formation, it's literally just slotting in the same place and just with different players.
Yeah, and it sort of still has allowed you to get in advanced positions. You're managing to get forward, see you quite a lot in the box. Is that something you want to add to your game at Colchester United as well, try and get in there and create some chances? Yeah,
that's what my aim was at the start of the season as well. I feel like I can offer my services going forward a bit more. Done it a little bit so far, but I'd like to do it more. But again, as an outside centre half, you want to get forward when it's down your side, and it's just about getting the numbers up in terms of assists and chipping in with the goals.
and someone that's been a mainstay for Colchester United since the start of the season, and for the time in which he's been at the club is Luke Chambers. Celebrated a pretty big milestone at the weekend into the all-time top 10 of appearances. What's it like playing alongside him as a fellow defender, but also as someone who's been captain on the pitch as well?
He's a brilliant guy. He's come in, I've fitted in straight away, and he was one of the main reasons. But his record speaks for itself. His career speaks for itself. He's been brilliant, and to get feedback from him during training, during games, advice and stuff like that, he's a massive part of hopefully the success we're going to have the second part of the season, and who knows, maybe next season as well. But yeah, he's definitely been really good. And
he's got that experience that he can share with all the players, but also you coming into the club from League One, you've got that experience you can share with other players as well. So is that something you've been able to do in the short time already?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Yeah, I'll always try and voice my opinion in the right way if I see something, which I think any player should be able to do. And yeah, I'll look to help players if I see something. So yeah, it's a massive part of my game as well, and I want to be able to do that for this club as well.
That's pretty much it from us then for the Midweek Show. Remember to vote for Junior for the PFA Player of the Month award. And also, we hope we'll be talking about another 3 points when we're back here on Tuesday ahead of the Walsall game for the pre-match show. You can get your tickets for that one online, and for the Grimsby game by calling the ticket office. If you are heading up to Grimsby, to Blundell Park, incidentally, I believe that's the closest ground to the sea, and they only sing when they're fishing. Hopefully they won't be singing too much come the weekend, but if you are going, safe journey to and from the game. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next Tuesday for the Walsall game. Until then, it's goodbye for now.